guys, and welcome to season 3 of the Diaries of Everything Ching. I want to thank you guys so much for your support. To be honest, this is just a space where I want to get it out. Like, I'm a talker, and sometimes I need to give my circle a break. And what better way to come out and just talk with everybody? And the best thing about this is whoever wants to listen can just listen. So I don't always feel like I'm talking to myself. So today I wanted to talk about something that I see all the time on social media. So I saw this particular tweet, and I'm super paraphrasing, by the way, but essentially what the tweet was saying is like, if I need time to myself, I'm ghosting everybody. I'm not telling anybody what I'm doing. I really don't care. I'm not interested in fixing anything. F off. Anybody can get the smoke. Blah, 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 blah. And I was just sitting there like, I kind of understand where they're coming from in terms of like, life just happens and people can't expect you to just drop everything and explain things to them before you kind of deal with the matter at hand. But I'm just a little bit perplexed as to how we got to a world where you don't care about your loved ones in terms of how you make them feel. I totally understand that you need space. Sometimes life just happens and you're just not able to be as present as you would like to in anybody's life, because life can just be consuming you that much. But I don't understand the logic behind, and I don't have to explain myself. I think when you have somebody in your life that you really care about and cares about you, it's not even about I don't need to talk to anybody and I'm ghosting everybody. It's about communication. I feel like if you care about somebody and you love them and you maintain a really good relationship with them, what's wrong with just saying to them, you know what, I'm gonna need a couple days, and that's it. Just look, I need a couple days, I need space, I don't know when I'm gonna come back around. What's wrong with just communicating with them? Because imagine you and somebody talk every single day, and then out of nowhere you stop talking to them, and then you don't talk to them for months. In their mind, they're sitting there, there's so much things that's going through their mind. Did I do something wrong? Did they outgrow me? Like, their minds go, and that also can cause anxiety in another person depending on the person. And so I just feel like the whole rhetoric of just ghosting people and this being like a consistent trait is extremely toxic, especially if a person that you're talking to every day just randomly stops talking to you with no explanation. Then you'll feel the same way. Now, in some cases, the writing's kind of on the wall. So if they disappear, you'll probably kind of chuck it to like, okay, well, they were acting a little strange. Maybe they need space. In a case where you'll probably just say, hey, if, you need me, I'm here, don't hesitate. And then I guess when they're ready, they can come back. Totally understand that. But this consistent thought of, I don't care enough to communicate with my loved ones because I just don't feel like it, because life is difficult right now, and this is how I'm always going to do it. It just comes off toxic, and it just leaves so much unanswered questions. Like, yeah, you can come back later and say like, I was going through a lot, and depending on the person, they may be like, you know what, fair enough, thank you for letting me know, and I'm glad you're okay now. But to make it like a consistent thing to where like the other person doesn't know where your relationship stands because they weren't given clarity, you don't even have to say much. Listen, I'm gonna need some space, and that's it. And when you come back, you explain what you need, and cool beans. I actually know someone who, they communicated, but it's like, if this were to happen in my life, I need space. During this time, I don't like to be bothered, and during blah blah blah, I tend to kind of draw back and I might be more quiet than usual. That there's people who will let you know off the cuff. Listen, when these certain events happen in my life, know that I'm going to disappear. Don't take it personal. And you keep it moving. I have friends that they don't come to me and say, okay, I need space all the while, because they've already made it clear that when they're in these certain spaces, they need some time. So if me and the person are talking all the time and then they just disappear, I already have the preconceived notion that, okay, they're going through something. Let me just send them a quick word of encouragement. If they need me, I'm here, and life goes on. There's no thoughts in my head. I'm not thinking too much about it, because I understand their space and their boundaries. They've made their boundaries very clear. There's nothing wrong with doing that either. If you're starting to feel like life is getting overwhelming, it's just like, listen, if I don't respond in a certain amount of time, just understand life is a little overwhelming. It's been getting crazy for me now. Okay, cool. And we'll catch up when we can. There's many friendships like that. But this whole idea of I'm just going to continuously disappear on everybody around me and they just have to be okay with that because I'm not feeling well right now isn't nice. And to me personally, it's toxic. It's a toxic trait. And I feel like if you feel like life is getting, like if you find yourself doing it all the time and you feel like life is consuming you just that much, just let the people around you know, listen, life is getting real serious out here. And there might be some times where I'm going to just take a step back and know that I love you all and I just need my space, and we'll talk when we'll talk. Once the boundary is set up, you got no issues because you've communicated those boundaries, and the people around you should understand, like, okay, it's not serious because these were the boundaries that they put in place. That's all it takes, but nobody wants to do that. All of a sudden, people are just like disposable. Everybody is so disposable. People are not taking the relationships that they have seriously because they feel like, you know what, I'm good. And sometimes it doesn't have to go to that extent. Sometimes it doesn't have to go to the extent of I'm not talking to this person anymore. Sometimes it doesn't have to go to the extent of I don't need anybody in my life because the people who love me will understand. People will love you, but they have to feel that in return. They have to feel that reciprocity. Because if they love you, but they don't feel like they're getting in return, they're just going to end up loving you from afar. And then it's going to play into your mind like, you see, yup, and that's why I don't talk to people. See, yup, and this is why I go ghost. Without looking at the fact that while you're going through something, how you're coming off to the other person. You may not have an intention to come off as dismissive, coming off as if you don't care, as if you're no longer interested in the friendship, but it can come off like that to the other person because you're not communicating with them. Had you communicated with them properly and explained what your new boundaries are based on your circumstance, then there would be no reason for the animosity because everything would be clear in black and white. But nobody wants to have those conversations. Nobody wants to have those difficult conversations anymore because relationships are just that disposable. When people have conflict, nobody wants to sit down and do the conflict resolution with their friends or with their family or whomever it is. They'd rather just go and do the easy thing, which is ghost. And that's what causes the issues. Have a conversation with the people that you're around and explain to them. And if they really, really love you and support you, they will understand. They will understand. But you have to put those stipulations in place or else it gets messy. And honestly, that's just how I feel. But I would love to have conversations with everyone else. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know your perspective. And until next time, thank you so much for joining me as I jot down in my diary. I'm trying something new, so bear with me with my corniness. But all I gotta say is at the end of the day, We're going to be okay. Cheers to a new episode. And cheers to a wonderful season 3. Take care.